Picture this: you're doing your best to hold it all together. You want to succeed at work, show up for your family, and maybe even find a little time for yourself. What if that balance you've been chasing wasn't just a dream, but something real, something you could actually build? That's what this training is all about. It's a chance to reset, to step back and start creating a life where you can be both successful and present, where you don't have to sacrifice one part of your life to keep another afloat. And I'll be honest, I'm not speaking as someone who's got it all figured out. I've just been where you are. And I know what it feels like to want something better for yourself and for your family. I get it. There were years when I felt like I was living two separate lives, one at work and another at home. And both were competing for the same limited energy. Some days I'd miss moments that really mattered, a new milestone for my kids, bedtime stories, or just being there. And the guilt from that, it hits hard. For some dads, it's work demands. For others, it's the complexity of co-parenting or just the constant pressure to provide while trying to stay connected. It really is kids, health, even friendships. You end up stretched so thin that there's barely anything left for yourself. And if you've ever laid awake at night thinking, I can't keep living like this, you're not alone. I've been there. So many other dads who care deeply but just feel stuck in the grind. So hi, I'm Drew Solon, and before anything else, I'm a dad to five beautiful children in a blended family. My journey into fatherhood was started with twins, trial by fire, you could say. They are almost 13 now, and looking back, I can honestly say I've learned most of my biggest lessons the hard way. There were seasons when I felt like I was barely keeping up, juggling work deadlines, family needs, and trying to hold on to my own health and sanity. Some days I showed up well, other days, not so much. But those moments, the messy, the real ones, are really what shaped me. They pushed me to grow, to learn, and to figure out what actually helps dads lead and live with more balance, purpose, and calm. Now, through my work, I help other dads do the same, to move from just surviving to feeling confident, connected, and fully present at home. You know, for a long time, I thought balance was about doing more, working harder, getting more efficient, squeezing one more thing into an already packed day. But what I eventually realized is this: balance isn't about doing more, it's about being intentional with what matters most. And intentionality starts with knowing what actually matters, then aligning your time, your energy, and your attention around those things. So let me ask you, if I were to stop right now and ask, what are your top five priorities today? Could you tell me? And if I looked at your calendar, would your time reflect those priorities? For most of us, there's usually a gap. We say family matters most, but our time tells a different story. Not because we don't care, but because life pulls us in a thousand different directions. Now, the truth is, you can't have it all, but you can have what matters most and actually enjoy building the life you want. And the way to start is with something simple but powerful. It's called the 3 R's. So, the 3 R's are 3 questions you ask yourself in this specific order anytime you need to decide where to spend your time and or energy. It's a simple framework that helps you move from chaos to clarity, and it gives you a chance for a fresh start right where you are now. So let's break it down. Question one: what is required of me? This is where balance really begins. Before you start chasing goals or chasing peace, ask, what are the non negotiables? What must I do to fulfill my key roles as a father, a partner, an employee, a leader? Now, this question grounds you in reality. It cuts through the noise and brings your focus back to what truly depends on you. Because if everything feels urgent, nothing truly important gets the attention it deserves. Question number 2. What gives me the greatest return? And once you know what's required, the next step is to look at what gives you the biggest impact for your effort. Not all activities produce equal results. Some things drain your energy, whereas others multiply it. For example, spending 10 focused minutes playing with your kids can build more connection than an hour and a half of distracted time where you don't even pay attention to your child. Or a single honest conversation with your partner can do more for your relationship than weeks of polite distance. So, this is about being strategic with your energy, not just your time. You're looking for the small things that create big change. Question 3. What gives me the greatest reward? This one here, it's about joy. Because being productive without being fulfilled isn't balance, it's burnout. So ask yourself, what brings you satisfaction? What fills your cup? What makes the effort worth it? When you intentionally make space for what rewards your soul, laughter, rest, connection, your energy comes back. You stop running on fumes and start leading from a place of strength. Here's the key. You have to ask these questions in order. Most of us want to skip straight to what feels good. The reward, right? But lasting balance requires the discipline to handle what's required first. Then the wisdom to focus where the return is highest. And only then the freedom to choose what's most rewarding. That's where real peace and purpose begin to align. And remember, your time on this earth is precious. Your time with your family is so precious. And your time that your children have you or you have them is so short. Here's a great quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said this: "Guard well your spare moments. They are like uncut diamonds. Discard them, and their value will never be known. Improve them, and they will become the brightest gems in a useful life." Now, you might be thinking, yeah, that sounds great, Drew, but my job's too demanding, or I just can't stop keeping up with everything. I'll fall behind. And I get it. And I've been there too. And you're probably right. When life feels like one big balancing act and you're just trying to keep from dropping something important, it's tough. But here's the thing: the 3 R's aren't about overhauling your life, they're simply about redirecting it. A 1-degree difference continued over hundreds of miles leads up to massive changes in direction. So you're simply looking for that small change. Maybe you stop checking work email after dinner. Maybe you plan a short family walk on a Saturday morning. Maybe you just decide to leave work on time once this week. Now, if you're co-parenting or navigating a blended family like I am, focus on the moments that you do have and make them count. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. One intentional step at a time. And when you start living this way, you'll notice the shift in your energy, your relationships, your peace of mind. Not because everything changed, but because you did. So this is your opportunity. A chance to hit reset and start fresh. To take back control, not by doing more, but by choosing better. And in the next video, I'll take this even deeper because I'm going to show you how to bring this kind of clarity into your daily routine so you can stay grounded, connected, and calm, even when life gets messy. You're going to discover how to create structure that holds and why balance isn't something you find, it's something you build. So stay tuned. This is where it really starts to come together. But before you go, I'd love take a minute and reflect. What's one area of your life that's been out of balance? And what's one small step you could take this week to shift it? Drop it in the comments below, not as a commitment, but as a start. Because balance begins with awareness, and progress begins with one small move in the right direction. I want you to remember that you're not alone in this. I'd love to take this journey together with you. So come back, leave a comment, and check out the next video when it's ready.